Porsche Unleashed is a special game in this series. Let's start with the obvious. It is dedicated to a single car manufacturer. If we don't count the Japanese localizations of the first Need for Speed like Nissan presents Overdrive and GTR and Overdrive and Skyline Memorial, this is the only game in the series like this and one of the few in the world. But if you think about it, how can a game featuring only Porsche cars can be made engaging and diverse? There's only one answer. The driving experience for each car must be unique. That's why the game heavily emphasizes realism, which is generally uncharacteristic for the Need for Speed series. I don't know if it can be called a full sim racing game, but it comes very close. You need to understand the driving physics and consider the characteristics of both the cars and the tracks. One wrong move on the steering wheel while driving the turbocharged lightweight 911 and you'll be spinning out on the track in the best traditions of Dead or Alive. And at the same time, the 356, for example, handles like a massive yacht on four wheels. Its soft suspension, high center of gravity, and relatively low power make it feel sluggish and unresponsive compared to the modern Porsches in the game. When taking corners, the car leans dramatically, almost as if it's floating rather than gripping the road. Accelerating out of turns feels more like guiding a boat through choppy waters than driving a high-performance sports car. This contrast in handling is exactly what makes Porsche Unleashed so unique. The game doesn't just offer a collection of Porsches, it showcases their evolution. We can test different cars from different eras in three modes: single player, factory driver, and evolution. A single player mode offers three types of races: a quick race, a classic mode where you select a track, a car, opponent, traffic, and you're good to go; quick knockout, a circuit race where the last place driver in each lap is eliminated until only one remains. The variety of tracks is a bit disappointing, as all 5 circuit tracks in the game are different configuration of a single location, Monte Carlo. And just knockout. You select 4 tracks, and after each race the last place drivers are eliminated from the competition. The final race is a showdown between the last 2 remaining participants. In factory driver mode, you take on the role of a rookie test driver who has just joined Porsche. By completing various tasks assigned by your colleagues, you'll progress through the ranks from junior test driver to ace test driver. You will interact with different co-workers and management, receiving task assignment via messages. I found it interesting that the game, much like real life, features a variety of personalities. You'll work alongside factory engineers, testing different configurations of various cars on the proving grounds. You'll also have friends, such as Frank and your mentor Rolf. They will occasionally invite you to friendly races, either after work or even during work, especially when your boss Dietrich is away on business. Most of the time they'll suggest participating in races or mini-games, where you have to knock over traffic cones scattered across the map within a time limit. It's a fun mode that lets you drive freely across large, diverse track layouts. Dietrich, on the other hand, will coldly and formally assign you tasks in a strict corporate manner, such as delivering a car to an important client or chauffeuring him somewhere. Of course, he'll make it very clear that if the car gets even a single scratch, you can kiss your job goodbye. The challenge is that these missions take place on open streets filled with heavy traffic and police patrols. Civilian cars will sometimes turn directly into your path, some roads will be blocked by traffic jams, and the police will start chasing you the moment they spot you. Seriously, these guys may drive Porsches, but they absolutely hate factory test drivers speeding on their watch. They will chase, ram, and block you in at every opportunity, creating near impossible situations where avoiding damage feels like a miracle. Strangely, they never actually arrest you, which gave me the impression that they're not trying to uphold the law, they just want to kill you.
What the fuck did I do wrong? Tell me!
These police chases were the most memorable part of Factory Driver mod for me. They are designed in the best traditions of Hot Pursuit and feel incredibly satisfying. especially when after multiple failed attempts, you finally manage to blaze through the dark industrial streets at insane speeds, dodging traffic and outmaneuvering the cops. Good times! In fact, Factory Driver is the only mod in the game where you can experience police chases. You'll also have rivals in the company. There's the untouchable ace racer Stephanie and the annoying whiner Billy, who constantly challenges you both on the proving grounds and in actual races.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Factory Driver is a fairly short but engaging mod. It offers more race variety than Evolution, though it features fewer cars to drive. For the first time since the original The Need for Speed, the game introduces characters that actively interact with the player. Yes, it's not much, but I still enjoyed receiving messages from them. It made the career mode feel more alive. In Evolution mode you participate in a series of championships, divided into 3 eras. Classic, featuring cars manufactured before 1969, Golden, covering models from 1970 to 1988, and Modern, showcasing vehicles produced after 1988. Once you complete all tournaments in one era, you advance to the next. There's no going back, but a new set of tournaments from the previous era will become available in the Club Races tab. Each tournament consists of sprint and circuit races. Unfortunately, the good old knockout mode is only available in single race. Much like in high stakes, you have a budget to manage. You'll need to buy and upgrade cars, pay entry fees for championships, and cover repair costs for any damage sustained. An interesting new feature is the ability to buy used cars. You won't find second-hand vehicles from the current era, but if you're looking for the right car for club races, like races featuring cars from a previous era, you'll need to browse the old cars menu. Many of these used cars will be in a rough shape, so you should factor in the cost of repairs. However, if you're lucky, you might find a car with pre-installed upgrades, saving you both time and money. The upgrade system also returns, but has been significantly expanded. In high stakes you simply bought general car upgrades, but here you purchase individual parts for engine, brakes, transmission, suspension, shocks, weight reduction and tires. Each part, whether stock or upgraded, can later be sold separately. The only downside to the system is that you don't get a visual representation of how a specific part affects the car's performance. The only clue is description stating, for example, that an upgrade increases horsepower by a certain amount. Upgrading your car also increases its value. The selling system works like an auction. You have a general idea of the car's market price, but can set your own asking price, either higher or lower than the suggested value. Finding the right car for a tournament and optimizing its performance is a crucial part of preparation. To stay competitive at expert difficulty, you'll need not only precise and fast driving skills, but also the best car in the class with the most effective upgrades. The stakes are further raised by the fact that you can't restart a race if things go wrong. That means one bad slide on an unfamiliar turn in an untested car can cost you not just first place, but also a hefty repair bill. Fortunately, Evolution doesn't suffer from pacing issues. The game treats you like a kid in a toy store, giving you a car to race for a few events, and just before it starts feeling stale, you're handed a new one, slightly faster than the last. And when you move into a new era, the excitement is ramped up even further by a fresh batch of tracks added to the roster. For dessert, the game offers the Porsche Chronicle section, where you can feast your eyes on photos of various Porsche models, promotional materials and clippings from automotive magazines, all neatly categorized by model and arranged in chronological order. This is an optional but delightful addition, characteristic of classic era Need for Speed games. Perhaps the biggest challenge with Porsche Unleashed is simply getting it to work on a modern PC. I don't want to discourage you, I just want to be honest. First, the game isn't available on any digital stores like GOG, Steam or anywhere else, but that's only half the battle. Second, I spent 2 full evenings installing and reinstalling the game, trying out 5 different patches in various combinations with N-Glide and Voodoo wrappers. I even experimented with disabling my HIDs, human interface devices, whatever that means, but nothing worked. The game kept crashing after the splash screen. Just when I was about to give up and accept that I'd never get to play Porsche Unleashed, my wife came to rescue with an old laptop still running Windows 10. After installing a couple of patches and a Voodoo wrapper, the game finally ran almost flawlessly though it still occasionally throws you to a desktop with a memory related error, but at least you can click on cancel and continue playing. So keep in mind, this is very much a hit or miss situation. Porsche Unleashed is like a vintage sports car you find in an old barn. It's steeped in history, packed with a solid gameplay under the hood, and delivers an unforgettable experience in both factory driver and evolution modes, but getting it up and running takes serious effort. All of its charm is buried under 25 years of rust and erosion in the form of startup crashes, race crashes, random crashes, resolution issues, FPS drops, texture loading problems, and more. But I don't regret the time I spent with it, and I believe it's not only a great entry in the Need for Speed series, but also an excellent racing sim. However, I totally understand if some people find the effort required just to make it playable too frustrating to bother with.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
Still, if you ever tried running Porsche Unleashed on a modern system or have memories of playing it back in the day, let me know in the comments. I love to hear your thoughts and chat with you. As always, this was Radio Nick. If anyone's watching, hit that subscribe button, it will really help me out. And I'll see you in the next video.